It is fall ball, in this case the autumn softball season. There are a handful of games, but no one keeps the standings. There are no championships to be played for, not at this time of the year. What it is, at least here and now at Riverview Field on the South Campus, is a classroom. Sean Cotter is the new UMass Lowell softball coach, and he is teaching Cotter ball. So now, a conversation with UMass Lowell softball head coach Sean Cotter.
For me as the new coach of the program, it's about establishing what our program is going to be, getting some of the core things that we're going to be, which is aggressive and fundamentally sound, and just trying to get to know the kids. So I think probably more so than any fall ball I've been involved with, this is a really important one for myself and for our squad of coming together and figure out what our identity is going to be for the spring.
You've been on campus for a while. At what point do you feel like you know this team?
I started to get that feel a little bit on Sunday after we played for the first time. I think I'll get a really good sense of that on Saturday. We play 3 more games. So we'll have been 5 games into our fall, 3 weeks into our fall, but there's still some question marks with injuries. We've got one kid who isn't going to be cleared for the whole fall. So, where does she fit into it as a senior? Alyssa Boris, who, threw a lot of innings for us last year, can't pitch until November 1st. So where does she fit into it? So there's still going to be some question marks, as we go. But yes, getting a much better feel for who we are and what we need to get better with. I think that's definitely true at this point.
Do you try to establish what is, if you will, the Coach Cotter culture around a team?
It's Cotter ball, and I think that's going to be a transition for our kids, and their family and our fans. We're going to be disciplined in what we do, but at times it's going to look like organized chaos. And yeah, the culture is going to be different. Not that there was a bad culture in the first place. That's one of the reasons why I looked at this position, and I really feel like it's one of the best college coaching jobs in New England, regardless of level. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a different culture in terms of even how we interact with each other on the field and how we interact with our campus community.
We talked about it being a learning experience for you, and I'm sure for these players, as much as you're learning about them, they're learning about you. And if that's the case, is there one most important thing they need to understand about you?
The buck stops with me, so I take full responsibility for every aspect of what goes on in our program, and I'm always watching, so I think that's what they're learning, and I'm kind of a no excuse kind of guy. Either we do it or we don't do it. And just even today with me getting on kids about saying I know, if no one ain't doing, so don't give me because if you knew it, you wouldn't have done it in the first place. So I think that's probably a little bit different for them, and I think they're also getting to know that I bring a lot of positive energy to the table, and we want our softball team and our program to feel very family oriented, and like with any family, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be times we don't get along with one another, but hopefully at the end of the day we all love and care for each other, and that's part of the culture that we're trying to set forth.
You've kind of been introduced to this team and this program over the last month and a half or so. What do you think of it? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's been great coming down here, and there is a lot of energy to the program, and I'm just enjoying the campus and the community, and just still trying to feel my way around though too at the same time, and to continue to get to know what this campus is all about.
Described it earlier as Cotter ball. What does that mean? What is Cotter ball?
Cotter ball might be that we get 3 kids thrown out at home plate on the same play, but on the flip side, we might also score 3 runs on a pass ball. So I think that's part of it, and we'll be the type of team that our opponents are constantly kind of yelling, oh, watch this, watch that, they could do this, they could do that, and we want teams to focus on us, where we're just going to be focusing on what we do and about our process. So I think that's a big part of it, and as we get better and better, I'm sure at first the coaches in the league will be all, Coach Cotter's a funny guy, but when we start beating them, then I still think I'm funny, but I get less funny with our opposing coaches, so I think that's a part of it too.
For you, is that the bottom line, winning?
Winning, but winning the right way. We're going to do it with quality kids, but yeah, I mean that's the only stat that matters to me is what's on the scoreboard. I don't care if we win a game on a hit by a pitch with the bases loaded, or the other team made 5 errors. Did we score more runs than our opponent? And that is the bottom line, and that's about competition.
Watching practice, you raise the level of intensity.
Yeah, I came from a basketball background, and I think one of the reasons why kids maybe don't choose to play softball and baseball to some extent is at times it's boring. So we try to make practice as high impact as we can, and always having kids being active. I mean, there are are times that practice does slow down by the nature of the sport when you're doing, first and thirds for the first time or bunt coverage or whatever. But we try to make it high impact, so they feel like, wow, we were here for 2.5 hours, but it didn't seem that long.
There are many ingredients that go into coaching, whether it's recruiting, whether it at times is fundraising and selling the program to people. It's also managing a ball club and making out a lineup card. There's also that part as well that's a teacher. Watching you, I think you like being a teacher.
Yeah, this is my classroom, and I feel like anybody that is a chemistry professor here or in the engineering department that I love to mold and to see kids grow on the field, and then for me the exam day is when we play. That's when they take their first, second, third, whatever it is, 50th exam, depending on how far we are into the season, and hopefully we see improvement on our exam scores. But yeah, I love to come out and to practice, and I think the older I get, the more I enjoy practice, more so than games. So I don't know why that is.
Coach, thank you. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.